Today I'm presenting a brand new Yamaha U1. Dare I say everyone's favorite upright? Stick around. Hi, this is Ted Barsley with Alamo Piano Galleries. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and also please shop our website at alamopianogalleries.com. You can find a lot of the products that are displayed here available for sale. And also, if you have any questions or comments on the videos, and hopefully getting around to some recommended videos today. But before we begin that, I wanted to start with presenting a new Yamaha U1. I will admit, it's been a while since I have played a new U1. We've been dealing a lot with the remanufactured U1s, and I have a comparison video coming up on brand new versus refurbished or remanufactured. And then also I'm going to do a comparison with a K300. And that's going to give us a couple of recommended videos checked off the list here. And what I have to say is the first thing I came in earlier and tuned the piano. Is a real pleasure to tune. Tuned right up, did not have any problems. It was kind of sort of in pitch. Some of the unisons were off. And I waited until I was completely done before I played it, which I normally don't. I usually check in series and in sections how the tuning is coming along. But in this case, I knew I was dealing with a new U1. It's a great piano, and we are happy to have it here, happy to have it in the video. And I was thinking about U1s, and I started thinking, I've written so many songs on U1s that I've recorded back on my CDs over the years. And so I sat down and played some things and then tuned it. And I think, there's just not enough things you can say about U1s. I've played a lot of pianos in my life, and it reminded me back in my college days. I'd go to the practice room out at the university, and I'd always first go to the rooms that had the Yamahas in it, primarily first the Grands and then, of course, the U1s. And there was a mixed match of pianos out there, and then finally years later, it became an all Yamaha school, and I think they're transitioning back to that now after being something different. Anyway, it's interesting because I can honestly say I've never really come across a completely junky Yamaha U1 or completely junky Yamaha, anything other than an abused keyboard or a PSR or something that kids got a hold of. They're really designed and engineered, like most of their products, not necessarily to handle direct abuse, even though they do take it quite well. But I think most of the things that Yamaha builds, since they are primarily a leisure product company, are built like golf clubs. In other words, they have to be able to withstand neglect, not necessarily abuse, but just neglect, not use. And so a lot of times there's some wonderful Yamaha pianos we get that you can tell they were bought because someone wanted to buy the standard top of the line instrument and just never got around to using it. And with that, let's have a listen and see what your thoughts are. Hopefully you can hear what I think most pianists feel when they play a Yamaha. A Yamaha piano, not necessarily a U1, but I felt this playing this U1, and that is just the complete knowledge that you know you're playing a precision instrument and you're free to just cut loose. And that is what I think is probably the one thing about Yamahas that most pianists and musicians will say, whether it's about their pianos or any other of their instruments, is that there is accuracy and precision in the manufacturing, and that really does turn into a lot of joy in playing. And on their pianos, it is probably one of the most recorded pianos worldwide right now, and has been probably for at least the last 40, 50 years maybe, except with the exception maybe in the classical world, even though the Yamahas are used quite a bit in the classical world. However, there always seems to be a preference for an Austrian or German or European type piano amongst a lot of the classical artists. There are a number of classical artists that primarily are like Yamaha artists that are classical, and then there's Steinway artists, and there's Kawai artists specifically, and then on the competition stage with some of the more youthful pianists competing in the Tchaikovsky and the Van Cliburn and also the Chopin world competitions, they have a choice, and I think that says a lot. A Yamaha piano is a real joy to play. I can't say enough great things about them. Everyone has their opinion, but I've heard some really funny stories about what people would say an old beat up, and what looks like worn out used Yamaha was actually some people's favorite piano recordings were done on a beat up, almost abused Yamaha piano. The one that Vince Guaraldi recorded on, I understand, was one of the very first Yamahas to be imported, and it was really abused. It was in San Francisco. I heard stories about it from a number of professional pianists. I'm sure some of you may have even listened to them. I won't mention them, but they've all commented on that beat up Yamaha grand piano that has been on a lot of featured pop and jazz albums. So with that, I'll remind you, I am Ted Barsalou at Alamo Piano Galleries. Look for us online, shop us online. And if you have any questions or comments about this Yamaha U1 or any other instrument, feel free to let us know. We like to interact with you, and we'll be looking for you next time. Thank you very much.